Before the review even starts, I wanted to clarify, I'm not racist towards dwarves or anything. Except that one. But why is it that they always say, "What's good, my digger?" with a hard R, and when I say it, everyone's brows suddenly go up? Look at this. Hey, what's good? Hey, what's good, my digger? Huh? What's good? Hey, what's good, my digger? What's good, my digger? Wait, what's good? What's good, my digger? Deep Rock Galactic is not a game, it's a simulation about what it's like to be shorter than what one might expect. In Deep Rock, you're a dwarf. Now ask yourself, what do dwarves do? That's right, they casually avoid all OSHA-compliant safety protocol and regularly make it into the history books of the worst workplace accidents ever recorded. But aside from that, dwarves mine. Dwarves drink and drive, and like a dwarf, you're gonna mine for minerals, mine for gold, and mine the floor below your teammates. You see, Deep Rock, Deep Cock, is supposed to be a cooperative PvE experience, but friendly fire is on, so I like to think of it as a sophisticated PvP experience. Because when my team least expects it, I introduce to their body chemistry 13 grams of uranium. Watch out, there's 3 of them.
Oh, 3, like the number of Cooper videos you have.
You'd be surprised how healthy a relationship can be when both sides are well aware of the dangers of gamma ray exposure. It's amazing. I never thought that being so short would induce so many violent tendencies. But unfortunately for you, the planet that you're trying to turn into one very sophisticated dwarven mining incident is allergic to short people. And its immune system consists of bug. Bug but strong, bug but better, bug but bigger, and bug but digger. Some of them turn on airplane mode, these ones are especially dangerous, and these ones will kidnap you. Eventually, you might find yourself out of ammo. In these cases, you can order a resupply pod to refill, but only after you mine and pay 80 nitra up front. In all fairness, what did you expect? You work in a mining megacorporation made of alcoholic dwarves. When they're not mining, they're killing each other. When they're not killing each other, they're being taken advantage of by the higher-ups. After all, what is a job without a little bit of workplace harassment, sprinkled with a reminder on how expendable you are? Speaking of a job, your job is to complete the objective and extract in one piece. The objective can vary from anything between a simple mining mission, fighting bosses, or setting up a refinery, not to be mixed up with Factorial, which is more well known as top-down modded Minecraft. You see, the main differentiator between setting up a refinery in Factorial, modded Minecraft, and Deep Rock Galactic is that setting up a refinery in Factorial only requires a couple materials, while setting up a refinery in modded Minecraft only requires 52 gigabytes of RAM. Sorry, it's a little laggy, I've been... Meanwhile, setting up a refinery in Deep Rock requires 40 milligrams of adamoxetine, which is ADHD medication. Typically, I forget to take my pills and end up accidentally creating a 5-star amusement park and then inevitably spend 12 minutes manually looking for a leak that can be anywhere in my 33-kilometer long oil pipe. If you ever find yourself faced with the same struggles, then remember to use the map, which not only displays a ton of unique details about the environment, but also displays where the leak is located. In many ways, you're not in a cave, the cave is in you, because you can mine anything and everything. Consider it the art of chiseling, and through this, you can make anything. A strategic bunker to funnel in all the monsters? You can mine it. The equivalent of a Minecraft dirt shack? You can mine it. A bottomless pit trap to reward your teammates with? You can mine it. There are 2 differences between a mining mission and any other mission. The first one is that everyone's gonna be a little bit more cautious around the team's driller. And the second one is that a mining mission has more mining. But with the right tools, any mission can be conquered effectively. Speaking of which, classes. It's a class-based shooter. Each class has different weapons, tools, and grenades. The class that you play also influences how people treat you. For example, the Scout. What do you think the Scout does? If you answered, he scouts, you're wrong. The Scout currently just got exploded by the driller. Correction, the engineer just shot a mini nuclear at him. Correction, a meteor just dropped on him. Correction, he just left the match. The Scout is the fastest class in the game and the most bullied. All of his weapons suck, but he has access to a grapple hook, so practically speaking, nothing can catch up with him. There's also a flare gun. It lights up the entire room. Please use it. Every single time I see a fucking Scout, they never use it. They never use it. What the fuck? It helps you too. It helps the team. use the fucking flare gun! The gunner. Big gun, big shield, and dog shit mobility no matter how you look at it, because that's not a zipline. It's a staircase elevator. Don't tell anyone I told you this, but I once tried a staircase elevator myself and found out that the movement techniques of the staircase elevator industry are largely unutilized. In other words, I turned my 87-year-old relative into a speedrunning bag of dust using this one simple trick. If you're the host or have low ping to the host, you can hop up the zipline, significantly reducing the amount of time it takes for you to get caught in the crossfire between the driller and the scout. Engineer builds the towers and the driller takes them down. The engineer's weapons are generally pretty good. He can build platforms and place down sentries. Driller has access to some good weapons, but they're generally bad for boss killing. He also has a drill which digs through terrain easily and has access to the greatest opportunities for the funniest jokes possible. But to tell you the truth, some weapons are just too shit to be any good. In cases like these, I like to do the same thing I do at times of great trouble. I simply try to increase my energy by drinking coffee and 3 spoonfuls of sugar, and when it fails me, I stick a fork into an outlet. Instantly energetic. In other words, I overclock. Overclocks are also a thing in Deep Rock Galactic. They come in many forms. They can massively overhaul your weapon and how it functions, massively increasing the damage, do little to nothing, turn a dogshit weapon into a boss-killing machine, and even introduce gambling into your damage output. Overclocks are awesome, and usually the answer to making your setup a lot better in more ways than one, because they also come in the form of cosmetics. Unfortunately, they're a rare currency. You only unlock them after your first promotion, and from there you can get more by doing weekly missions, deep dives, and elite deep dives. A deep dive is what I like to do shortly after stating to my friends with a straight face that I'm not an obsessive person. It's a series of 3 missions back to back with a total of 6 objectives. It takes a while to do one, and an elite deep dive, put simply, goes up to a difficulty that doesn't exist in the game. Let me be very clear. There's a lot of content in this game and I'm not gonna go through all of it, because a lot of it isn't immediately visible and best experienced that way. There's even a season pass that's completely free to enjoy. I can't elaborate further on it because some of it, if read out loud, will put this video in more hot water than reviewing a porn game does. If you intend to get this game, then you need to understand the local customs of being shorter than what one might expect, because being short means a little bit more than just being unable to reach the top shelf. Consider the following to be factual.
We're rich. Mushroom. We're rich. Mushroom. We're rich.
And anyone claiming otherwise to be an elf in disguise. If an elf is spotted, introduce to their body chemistry 1 satchel of plastic explosives. If you see a mushroom, you must ping it. If you ping the wrong mushroom, you must die. If you're a driller and you see a scout, then the scout must die. If you see a large chunk of gold, you must ping it until management threatens disciplinary action. And if a dwarf doesn't salute back, then refer to the ancient dwarven maxim that old dwarves function by. If they don't rock and stone, then they ain't coming home. And if the day ever comes where the basic gameplay just doesn't do it for you anymore, then consider installing mods. There's all sorts of things here to spice up your gameplay, from the minor stuff of cosmetics, quality of life upgrades, and even complete overhauls. I personally recommend Massive Content Revise if the basic game doesn't do it for you anymore. This mod is huge. It adds a mission randomizer so you can get anything between a 5-minute in and out and a 3-hour marathon. It even adds its own hazards that I won't explain. All you gotta know is the higher the tier, the more fun that you're gonna have, subjectively, objectively speaking. This is a pretty sophisticated way to simulate a lobotomy. That's awesome. Some unfortunate news. As of the making of this video, Massive Content Revise is completely dysfunctional and does not work. There is, however, a test branch of the mod that is somehow more stable and functional than the official release. Stable enough to be enjoyed, that is. If you frequently experience the urge to dig holes, to find minerals, and to huff them and call it a hobby, then consider the following expression. You like mining. You like minerals. You like mining minerals. And through this logic, you very well may enjoy becoming an unpaid permanent intern for a mega corporation. Think of all the workplace harassment that you can experience, or all the workplace harassment that you can deliver. Don't you want to be a part of history? Then do as I do and commit the greatest terrible act that you could possibly do. As a dwarf, however, this may prove to be a challenge, because dwarves experience workplace incident casualties on a daily basis. Nowadays, it's only irregular if someone didn't explode. Think you can do better? Buy it. Can't afford it? It goes on sales a lot. Too many DLCs? Don't worry, they're all purely cosmetics, and also they go on sales a lot. This game is awesome, and I come back to it occasionally. This video was intended to come out towards the end of 2023. If this is the case, then Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. If the video came out late, then late Happy New Year and a late Merry Christmas. If the video is so late that a late happy wish is simply unacceptable, then I retract not just the good wishes, but any goodwill presented by my attempts at a formal annual happy wish. And I hope, when you least expect it, when you are shopping for your groceries in Walmart, that an intercontinental ballistic missile gives you a happy formal greeting. If you enjoyed this video, then I wish to remind you to subscribe, because I love money and I want more of it. Santa didn't even have the courtesy to leave me a chunk of gold that I could sell. Instead, he gave me a remote detonator which was connected to 3 sticks of dynamite below my bed. I found out about this the hard way. Take care of yourself and spend time with the people you like. Every year towards the end, I like to count my blessings and remind myself of the things that I love. And this year, I've had a lot to be grateful for. I recommend you try to do the same thing. It's quite a tranquil experience. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, or fuck you, and a Happy New Year, or fuck you. And don't forget, I love money.